The Terror goes live Saturday, June 6th at Awaken Haunt in Leslie with Sledgehammer Horror. Join Ken and Ashley from the hit horror podcast Sledgehammer Horror for a night of killer conversations, horror movie talk, reviews, laughs, and behind-the-scenes discussion on your favorite scary films and actors. With supporting podcasts Toxic Icon and Would You Die? All hosted by me, Scary Terry from Q106. Doors open at 6, limited seating. Get your tickets online only at awakenhaunt.com and experience the horror live.
Have you ever felt a knife cut through human flesh and scrape the bone beneath?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Be my victim.
Mummy's with the maggots now.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Well, hi there.
Hello and welcome to Would You Die, the show where it was, I can't explain it, something strange and sharp, like a prick of a thorn. It upset me, but it's all right now. Or is it? I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
What are we doing this month, Anneliese?
We are doing Around the World.
Ooh, why was that spooky?
I don't know. But it's horror movies from around the world. We're doing foreign films this month. We're kind of taking the focus off of American cinema.
Those damn Yanks.
Exactly. And going straight to kind of horror films around the world and exploring some of the iconic horror movies that are not made by like English speaking countries. So,
and our first one is a film that speaks English.
That is true. But it's not from an English speaking country.
No, it is from the magical land of Italy.
Yes. And it is called Deep Red.
Also known as Deep Red. I didn't know how to say it in Italian.
Profondo Rosso.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so this movie is about a few things. It's about Marcus Daly, mainly.
The pianist?
The English jazz pianist, Marcus Daly, who's also fictional and looks like Paul McCartney, who witnesses the murder of a psychic medium.
Was she German?
She was not. She was Hungarian, I think.
Her name was Helga, and I assume she was German.
Yeah, no, she was very Jewish, and they were not subtle with the imagery there, but she was, I don't believe German, I believe she was either Austrian or Hungarian. Gotcha. But either way, he sees her murder, and he spends the rest of the film kind of trying to solve the murder because something bugs him about the crime scene. He witnesses the murder, and when he's talking to the police, he believes that a portrait has disappeared from the wall, but he can't quite figure out exactly what's missing. So it bugs him enough that he feels like he needs to enlist the help of some of his friends to solve the murder. Yeah. So that is kind of the story in a nutshell. What is your personal connection with this movie?
I first saw Deep Red 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It was in the previous iteration of Would You Die? And I had friend of the show, Celise, a.k.a. Sweet and Spooky. I had her on, and she wanted to talk about Giallo films, which was something that was very new to me at that time. Mm-hmm. So she picked a handful, and I ended up watching 3, Deep Red being one of them, and Deep Red being my favorite. Also, shout out Celise. This episode's coming out during her birth week.
Yay!
Happy birthday. And yeah, this was the second time I've seen Deep Red, actually.
Amazing. What is before we get into kind of my personal connection, because this is the first episode this month, what is your connection, would you say, with like foreign, specifically horror films? Like, when did you start kind of branching out into foreign films? I mean, we've talked about foreign films before. We've talked about The Ring. We have the Godzilla Project on our Patreon.
Only $3 a month. Let's go.
But, like, as a concentration, like, what made you want to kind of concentrate on foreign films this month, and like, where did you start with your journey with that? Was that a conscious effort, or was it just like you were picking up horror movies as they were kind of brought up to you?
I think that kind of stems from college, watching a lot of foreign cinema in college, and then not necessarily seeking out horror films from other nations, but like, I don't know, while programming this show, I realized there is just a lot of American films, and I do love my American films, but I'm like, there's rich horror kind of all around, so I wanted to make a month where we can kind of just go around the world, so to speak, and in addition to that, also, it gives us a good excuse having a month with a lot of it gives us like an excuse to have a very diverse range of films in one month while still having a central theme.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I, just for kind of some like backstory and context, I have seen, if you include our bonus episode, because we do a bonus episode every month on the Patreon. Second plug of the episode. I'm really getting them in. Still
$3 a month.
I've seen 3 out of the 5 films. Have you seen all 5?
I have seen 4 out of the 5, and one of them we'll talk about later.
Interesting. Okay. I'm intrigued.
I've seen clips of it, but I've never seen it from beginning to end.
Okay.
And
cool.
It's not and you're not going to guess which one it is.
I think I already know which one it is, but we'll talk about it off mic or in a few weeks.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's true.
So for my personal connection, I watched Deep Red in 2 parts. I watched the first half of it yesterday and finished it up today. We'll get into opinions later, but mostly it was because I felt like it was kind of a slow start for me. But the second half is much better than the first half, I would say, in my opinion. It really picks up quite quickly after the exposition and everything. So that's kind of my connection. Like I said, as far as connections to all of this month, and we'll talk like in detail about, specific stories and stuff when we get to the episodes, but I have seen 3 out of the 5 movies for this month. I kind of wanted to ask Jeremy the same question. He watched the first half of this movie with me yesterday. Unfortunately, he did not get to finish it.
Oh, no!
But have you seen any of the other films that we're looking at this month? I don't think so, correct? Here they all are. I have them in front of me.
Don't say what they are. Don't tell the people. Don't tell the people. They can't know.
If you want to know, you can go look at our Instagram.
That's true.
Take the post down, Austin. Take the post down. I have seen the third one, but like a long time ago.
Okay.
Like a long time ago.
Interesting.
I have also not seen our bonus episode, which, given what it is and when it came out,
is kind of surprising.
Listen, I love reading, but I love reading books. I don't want to read my movies. Speak English. No, I'm just kidding.
Jeremy's
that
a
is the most
Luddite.
Republican thing you can say.
It's true.
No, I'm sorry. I like to read books. Is the most Republican thing I could say.
No, speak American.
Yeah, that's how you know he's not an actual Republican, is because he said speak English and not speak American.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That's true.
It's funny because I'm pretty sure if I'm right, well, never mind. We'll get to it. So, yeah, that is kind of all of our personal connections to not just this movie, but kind of all of the movies this month. I don't have a ton of experience with foreign films in general. I would say most of my knowledge of foreign films has literally come from this podcast. I'm sure I have seen well, I have, because I've seen ones in this month. But other than the ones in this month, actually, I'm pretty sure the ones that come to mind are like The Ring and The Godzilla Project. So
I think we covered a Canadian film. Ginger Snaps is Canadian.
That is true. Yes,
but that's
you're
not
right.
like foreign language.
I mean, that's. I want to be clear. When I say foreign film, I am sure I've watched films from like British studios and Australians, like other English speaking countries, but not necessarily.
But the vast majority of what we've covered is
speak.
American.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get into it. Historical context. So
this is a very important movie to the horror genre.
Yeah, I did know that. And I wanted to kind of talk about Dario Argento for a second. And I want you to kind of lead that because I don't know much about him. I just know he's important.
Yeah, I'm going to expose myself a little bit as I'm going to get my horror cred taken away.
Okay.
I've only seen one Dario Argento film.
And it's this one?
Yes. And a lot of people are going to be like, bro, you haven't seen Suspiria? No, Suspiria scares me.
Oh, he's Suspiria.
Yes.
I've seen Suspiria.
This isn't your first Italian film.
I forgot about Suspiria, I'm not going to lie.
And I'm talking, not the remake.
Yes, no,
okay,
no.
Just want to make sure.
The original, yeah.
Yeah. I am scared of that movie.
I understand that. I mean, it's not like shocking. Like, it's scary.
I've seen enough clips from Suspiria and I've heard the music, so I'm like, I'm good. I know the gist. I know Argento rules. Tenebra has been on my list. I think that's how you say it. That one's been on my list for a really long time. I have yet to see it, though.
Okay.
But when it comes to Argento, I kind of just... He's such a big figure in the horror world. Mm-hmm. Where once you get to a certain point of watching horror, whether you've seen his films or not, you know him. And you can see him in your favorite slasher films. Some of your favorite, like, the Giallo Movement comes right before the slasher movement. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like a precursor to what John Carpenter would do and refine in Halloween. And then, because, like, speaking about Deep Red specifically, you get a lot of POV shots. You get a mystery, which Wes Craven would incorporate in, like, Scream, To kind of put it into context of the Would You Die podcast, we did a whole month on Wes Craven. I think we're pretty knowledgeable about him as a filmmaker. Mm-hmm. We know he was a knowledgeable dude who's seen a lot of stuff. I bet you he watched some Giallo films.
Yeah.
And you can see that one in Scream. Mm-hmm. Scream, especially with, like, the mystery aspects of that film. And I think A Nightmare on Elm Street kind of, like, plays with the Giallo colors a bit. Mm-hmm. Like, primary colors, a lot of blues. You having seen Suspiria, kind of what I mean. How that Giallo style can kind of create that dreamlike atmosphere, which I think you see in Deep Red as well. Deep Red's a very colorful film. I think Wes Craven uses that in A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of taking the influence of Giallo and applying it to one filmmaker. Mm-hmm. You look at the work of James Wan, you can tell he loves Giallo movies. In Saw and Insidious, specifically Malignant, takes probably the most influence from this sort of movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of slashers of the 80s. They're like the descendants of the Giallo movement.
Mm-hmm. So, as far as other things to know about, like, the production and stuff like that, so the location was actually very purposefully chosen. It was shot in Turin mostly, which is an Italian city. He chose Turin because at the time it had more practicing Satanists than any
What?
other city in Europe.
I didn't.
And he was just like, it's fucking spooky, so I'm gonna go there.
That's. Of all the things you could have said, I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Inspiration for the murder scenes came from Argento and Bernardino Zapponi, who helped co-write the movie, sat down and just made a list of like all of these painful injuries that they thought like the audience could relate to. So like stabbing, shooting, like all that stuff is like outside of the experience for most viewers. So they were mostly looking at injuries that they could relate to. Obviously there's some other obvious, like, you know, there are stabbings, there are shootings, but like mostly it's stuff that they could relate to, so that way it would be scarier for the audience. They could viscerally feel what was going on.
I think they did their job.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a painful movie at times.
Yes. So the close-up shots of the killer's hands, which happens a lot at the beginning of the movie,
especially with like the leather gloves.
Yeah, with the iconic black gloves. That was Argento himself.
Ooh,
he did his own stuff because he was basically like, if I do all the killing scenes, it'll be quicker and faster so that I don't have to teach an actor like what I want from them. I'll just do it.
King.
Yeah. And then we talked about this off mic, but Deep Red was shot without sync sound, which I found really interesting because when we were watching this movie, knowing this was Around the World Month, knowing this was an Italian film, I expected it to be in Italian, and I expected to have to read subtitles. And then we found like the only version that's available, which is a dubbed version, and I was like, oh, interesting, like this one's dubbed, wow. And then we were watching it and Jeremy and I were both like, okay, I feel like I'm being gaslit because they are speaking English.
Yeah,
like you can see them moving around, but it's also obviously like post dubbed. So you told me kind of that this was about like Italian censorship laws. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Not really.
I just mean, can you explain that?
Not off the top of my head, but basically 70s Italy, and this was probably a little bit beforehand, but basically my layman's knowledge of it is Italian films, you weren't allowed to record sound while you were videotaping. You had to put in the sound later, and it's due to the government wanting to be able to control if they needed to. It was like a law. You can't, like you said, you can't sync sound.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. It seems like it is a kind of leftover... it doesn't happen anymore, but was a leftover Mussolini law for like censorship back when they were under a dictatorship in the 30s.
And like you look at the spaghetti westerns, they're the same way.
Yeah.
A lot of these Giallo films are like that.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of the spaghetti westerns specifically, and this one, honestly, because there's one actress, let me look at her name, Clara Calamai, who doesn't speak English. She speaks in Italian. She's the only person who's actually speaking Italian during the movie. And this would happen kind of a lot, especially in those spaghetti westerns where they would have multinational casts because they would try to cast people who looked like the race that they were meant to be portraying.
Right.
Not always accurately like were that race, but they would look like the race. So they would just speak in their native language, and then they just all dub it anyway in Italian or English or wherever it was being distributed. Okay. Wildly interesting to me, I think.
Italian cinema's pretty wild. There's a Vincent Price movie that's based off of the I Am Legend book. And I watched it one day, and it was the same thing. I'm like, what the? And then I'm like, oh, this was filmed in Italy. Everything makes sense now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. So the film stars David Hemmings, who is an English actor who did a lot of, like, minor acting in the beginning of his career, then did a few a few major roles. He did the movie Blow Up.
That's a good movie.
He did a like minor role in the American film Camelot, which is like based on the musical.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Eye of the Devil and a bunch of other movies. He was considered for A Clockwork Orange, but ultimately they went with somebody else. And then he eventually, after starring in and having supporting roles in other movies, starred as the starring role in Deep Red. He did his own dubbing, so like that was his voice, which was not common. I believe the rest of the cast is like just a voice cast. I think it's not them doing their own.
Gotcha.
So that is his voice, but the rest of the cast is not. And yeah, he does a really great job. I think probably my favorite dynamic in the whole film is Marcus and Carlo. Carlo is his friend who is also a jazz pianist, and when we meet him, he is drunk on the street. It's very obvious that he contends with demons, and then we later find out that Carlo is gay in the 70s, so crazy. One thing that I really liked about the way that Carlo's character was handled in that moment is that it doesn't really faze Marcus,
right.
Which I think is indicative of the fact that he's a jazz pianist. There's a larger amount. There's a chance that he's probably interacted with queer people before this moment. But Carlo makes a joke about it as like kind of a defense mechanism, but Marcus very much is just like, I don't care. I'm trying to solve a murder. Can you come help me, please?
Right.
And he doesn't end up helping him, but that's not the point.
There'll be some twists, there'll be some turns.
There'll be some twists, there'll be some turns. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, and then I'll let you, contribute, I guess, but the other thing that I wanted to talk about was I really like the opening of the movie.
With, like, the creepy fucking children's song.
Yeah, the creepy fucking children's song and, like, the knife falling at the feet of the child. Like, all these things that I thought genuinely, because it was such a stark contrast from the rest of the movie, I thought it was like, you know how like sometimes production companies will have like really elaborate openings? Oh yeah. I thought it was like the production company, like the logo. Something. Yeah, and then there was no logo, and I was like, oh shit, that was part of the movie.
No, that's fair.
So,
because like Marvel has like a fucking 2-minute long.
Exactly.
What it feels like at least.
And so I. Like, and then when it comes back around at the end of the movie, spoilers for Deep Red. If you have not figured out how this podcast works, then I don't know what to tell you.
In fairness, we have not had a spoiler alert yet.
That's true, but again, you should probably assume that if we're going to talk about this movie, that it's going to be
a 50-year-old Italian film.
Yeah.
At this point, it's your fault.
It's absolutely your fault. But, so, yeah, like, it comes around at the end because it is kind of the plot twist. It is the explanation. So, yeah, like, I think that part is very well done.
I like this movie. I think the kills are great. We kind of mentioned them a little bit. I think it's a film where it's still, like, 50 years later, because this came out in 75. Like 50 years later, the film still packs a punch. And even though I had seen it, I had forgotten, like, ouch. This movie hurts.
Yes, I agree.
It's very visually striking, as is pretty much all of Argento's work. He is a master, for sure. I think it's a fun precursor to what would become the slasher film, because it has pretty much all the elements. Masked, well, not a masked killer, but an obscured killer killing people one by one. There's a mystery element where a lot of the slashers have a mystery, like Scream definitely, but like Friday the 13th has that mystery element. Nightmare on Elm Street a little bit. not quite like who's doing this. They're like, who? The mystery is who is Freddy Krueger. You know, I just think it's neat.
I agree. And I think, so the twists are really interesting because there's kind of two twists. I mean, one of them's not really a twist. One of them is just kind of solving a mystery. But the first piece of intrigue is that the painting that he is obsessing over, Marcus is obsessing over through the whole movie, turns out it wasn't a painting. It was a mirror.
Right, and he saw someone's reflection.
The killer's reflection in the mirror. Which then leads us to the other twist, which is that the killer was Martha, who is Carlos's mother.
Mm-hmm.
And she kills the psychic because the psychic had a vision that she had killed before.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where kind of, again, this really cool wraparound happens where we come back to the scene at the beginning where we realize that Martha killed Carlo's father in front of Carlo, which is why he has this drinking problem. And it all kind of comes full circle. And I love movies like this where, I don't know, I love movies with a twist, but I love movies with a twist where, like, everything slots into place. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like, there was no real reason that Carlo had to have an explanation for his drinking. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't really a main character until the end. He wasn't.
Right.
He could have just been like, I'm a pianist who struggles with a drinking problem. Fucking water is wet. You know what I mean? But
technically, water's water. Okay. It just makes things wet.
I don't need this. But yeah, so I think that, like, a twist that ties little things that you are looking at throughout the movie and, like, all of that kind of stuff is so much more intriguing to me than just like, what crazy. And
also you get the what crazy when the pianist is forced to use an elevator to decapitate Carlos's mom.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With her own
totally
necklace.
Right.
That's the what crazy.
That is the what crazy. Like, you don't need that in the twist because that's the part.
That is such an insane ending.
It's wild. It's insane. Insane kill.
We didn't even talk about the puppet.
Ugh, God, the puppet is weird.
That James Wan saw that and said, I'm going to make a whole career off of this.
Yeah, that's literally, I mean, that's not even a joke. Like, I know you're joking, but that's literally, he has said that the puppet
I'm paraphrasing, but
the puppet.
James Wan has admitted, he's like, why do you think I love puppets in my movies? It's Deep Red.
Yeah.
Deep Red is like your favorite horror filmmaker's favorite horror film.
Your favorite horror film.
Like, that's what Deep Red is.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
And I think it could be an acquired taste because there's a lot of barriers. There's the dubbing, which makes the sound quality worse. You know what I mean? It's a slower film.
What I will say is, and this is kind of a spoiler alert for later in the show, sorry. I gave this movie a lower rating than I think that maybe it deserved, but I think it is simply... Will you let me finish?
No.
I think that a lot of it has to do with I need to see this movie again. Mm-hmm. And sometimes maybe like I'm not going to fake my rating just because I'm like, oh, this is like an objectively good movie. It's my rating and it's about how I feel about the movie. Sorry.
It's my rating and I'll cry if I want to.
Exactly. So we actually have some like pretty explicit cultural impact. I don't know if you're ready for cultural impact yet.
Let's do it.
Let's
I feel get deep in this, Rad.
We have not had a lot of cultural impact recently because our last like 3 or 4 months have been pretty modern movies.
Yeah.
We did Mike Flanagan month, which obviously Mike Flanagan's still directing.
The oldest one was 2013.
Right. Before that, it was Clown in a Cornfield, or not Clown in a Cornfield. It was not Clown in a Cornfield month. It was Send in the Clowns month, and our oldest one was Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which
was 80s.
A littler known movie, not necessarily
right. That one's a cult classic.
Right. Before that, 313, same kind of thing.
Yeah,
the oldest one was The Crow.
That one had big
1994.
cultural.
For sure. And that was, we talked about that. But before that, it was modern romance. So all of those were 2020s.
All of that was so Cold as Ice month. That's when we had like The Shining and Misery.
Right. So there are a ton of other movies that are very explicitly linked to Deep Red being an influence. One is obviously exactly what you said, where Billy the Puppet is very much based off of the mechanical doll in Deep Red.
We could pretty much say James Wan's career.
Yeah.
I fucking love James Wan, by the way.
I believe it.
I love James Wan.
Sure.
He's one of my big influences. So by proxy, Argento is one for me.
So there are two like sequences that influence directors of later horror movies. There is David Cronenberg's movie Scanners. Have you ever seen it?
No, I've seen the famous clip. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I don't know.
You ever see like the clip of the dude's head exploding?
Yeah, okay.
That's Scanners.
So right before the lead up to that scene is a parapsychology discussion. And that is modeled after the opening scene in Deep Red, which is also a parapsychology
makes sense.
discussion. And then Rick Rosenthal's Halloween 2 is inspired by the death of Amanda Grigetti, the scalding water.
Oh, they do that in Halloween too. Yep, yep.
There is another foreign film from 2025 called La Tour de Glace, or The Ice Tower, which is a fantasy drama. And the plot is basically like a meta story about the Snow Queen. But apparently the setting was heavily inspired by the Palazzo in Deep Red. And then there is the other, like, you know, mini thing is that there is a horror memorabilia store, a very famous one, called Profondo Rosso, which is named after Deep Red. And in there you'll find like a lot of horror film memorabilia. It's also a big museum, and it is owned by Dario Argento. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
King. Even though I've only seen like 1.5 of his films, I know he's a baller.
So as far as like remakes and stuff and other kind of cultural impact stuff, George A. Romero was contacted to direct a remake, and he was contacted by Claudio Argento. This is actually kind of some tea. It's kind of some drama.
Oh.
Claudio Argento is Dario Argento's younger brother. And he contacted George A. Romero in 2010 to make, which he's Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's who that is. I know you know that, but they might not. I don't know.
They, as in our loyal listeners.
Yeah, exactly. He contacted him to do a remake of Deep Red, and he was really excited, but he contacted Dario Argento to ask him about it, and he said he didn't know anything about it. So he was like, I'm out.
Well, that's a baller move by Romero.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of those like masters of horror were friends.
Right, yeah. So very weird of Claudio to kind of
that is tea.
Try to sell out his brother, but
and also I
whatever.
didn't think I could love George A. Romero more.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
In 2007, Dario Argento did make a musical theater adaptation of Deep Red on the stage.
That's fucking baller.
And
King?
Marcus was played by Michel Altieri, who is like a very famous singer. He does a lot of musical theater. He's obviously born in Italy, but he also is now, he's an American citizen now. He does a lot of like New York Broadway stuff. So, yeah.
I need to see this now.
I know. I really want to see like how it translates to.
Bring it to the Fox or the Fisher.
Let me see this.
I need to see Deep Red on stage.
Yeah.
How do they do the blood?
I haven't seen it.
Red confetti.
Why are you like this? Jeremy's just saying this because for some historical context in our own lives, we did just go see A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, which does use red confetti as the blood.
Red confetti, mom spaghetti.
Sure, man. So, do we want to get into our... I could do this. Our gentlatives?
Puppetlatives? Deep redlatives?
I was gonna say superlatives in a really shitty Italian accent, so...
Yeah, because that's not culturally insensitive or anything.
I didn't say that, like, that, yeah.
Our,
David Hemmingslatives?
decapitation by elevator latives?
Paul McCartney latives?
Paul McCartney latives.
Our goblin latives?
Hell yeah, that'll make sense in a minute, I promise.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Who would you save?
I wasn't prepared for this.
It's the first one every week.
I would save Gianna.
Okay, that's a good one.
Because she's my girl.
Yeah.
She rules.
And she gets killed by that fucking puppet. I mean, not like really, but she gets distracted by the puppet, so it's the puppet's fault.
Who would you save?
I would save Carlo. It's not his fault he's traumatized. He needs therapy. And his mom was just like, no, we don't go to therapy because we just be crazy.
That's true. It wasn't. He didn't really do anything wrong either.
He's got a lot going on.
Right.
I mean, he does at the end do something wrong very explicitly, but like it's fine. What is your favorite scare?
There's so many good ones. Hot take, Dario Argento is pretty good at that horror.
He's good at being scary.
Because this movie's spooky scary. No, there's some great scares in this. I think not to be cliche, but the puppet scare is just a banger. And then the kill scene after where that guy just goes and decides, I'm going to bash this motherfucker's teeth into every sharp corner in this fucking room. I'm like, dang, every corner. It's a beautiful scene.
It is.
I love the movies. What's your favorite scare?
I feel like this is an underrated one, so I'll say it. When Marcus manages to lock the door and the killer is playing like the child's song, and then it's just like, don't worry about it, I'll kill you sooner or later. I think that's terrifying. I hate that part, but I also love it. Like, there's just something about like a killer who's not even bothered. Like, don't even worry about it. I will get to you. That's creepy as fuck. Tony Todd Award for movie MVP.
I'm going to give... So, last month we disqualified Mike Flanagan because it was his month. I'm just going to say for the record that he is now re-eligible, but not for this movie. He had nothing to do with this movie.
Mike Flanagan is the MVP of this movie that was made fucking 50 years ago.
Yeah. I'm going to say Daria Nicolodi, who plays Gianna.
Cute.
Because she's amazing. And she's the best part of this movie.
3 years before Mike Flanagan was born, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Greatest. Hey, it's called greatest of all time.
That's fair. I'm going to give it to Goblin.
Yeah.
The band. We'll talk about him.
Goblin, the band, the movie, the show. That was a reference to something I haven't seen.
Yeah, me neither, but I know Olivia Rodrigo's in it.
I need to see it. I don't even know what it is. I just know it's a thing.
It's a show.
Oh,
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but...
Well, I'm telling you. Austin, have you met anyone from this cast?
No.
I don't know.
I
I just work here.
You know, Dario Argento's still alive.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I know.
King. But I haven't met Dario.
Okay.
I haven't met anyone.
Is the score better than Jaws?
No. But...
I'm going to say yes. Controversial take. Sorry. Hi.
The score rules.
So this score is a baller score. It's really fun and kind of very unique for like specifically the 70s. So the score was originally Argento contacted Giorgio Gasolini, who is a jazz pianist and composer. He was unhappy with the output, so he tried to get Pink Floyd to replace Gasolini, but could not get them. So he went back to Italy and found Goblin, who is an Italian progressive rock band who does a lot of film scores.
Mm-hmm.
But they do a lot of film scores for Dario Argento because of this movie.
Yeah, they became like Argento and Goblin is like Spielberg and Williams are Burton and Elfman.
Yeah.
Are Coogler and Goranson.
Or Mike Flanagan and
The Newton Brothers. Or self-promotion Taurus Palmer.
Yeah, exactly. So
you got to think about who they were for a second.
No, I'm sorry. I was reading. I know exactly who Torres and Palmer are. One of them's my co-host, and the other one did the music for this podcast. Trust me.
I'm sorry. That was just so funny.
So anyway, in 1975, they started working on the Profondo Rosso or Deep Red project. Their music is so fun. Like the music of this movie, it fits like a jazz pianist who's solving a murder. You know what I mean? It is very like driving and suspenseful, but like in a progressive rock way, in a disco way almost. Like it's
something you can go to see in concert, really, in like not in the same way you go to like a Star Wars in concert where you have to be polite and sit there and be all dressed up. Like, no, you can wear like a fucking whatever you want, and then like you can mosh to this.
Yeah. They also did Suspiria, which makes a lot of sense because that one is...
That would be the one where I think it has a better argument for the is it better than Jaws.
That's fair. I think that one is objectively better than Jaws. But, you know. But yeah, I would say I think might be one of the more most unique ones we've at least covered in terms of film scores.
I just think it's one of the most unique film scores.
Yeah,
the only thing that sounds like it are the other Goblin scores.
Yeah,
but nothing sounds like Goblin.
That's true.
Because even if people try to rip off, I don't think you can.
Mm-hmm.
It's Goblin.
Yeah, Goblin also like. They're like still going. It is dramatic. But 4 out of 5 right? of the members, like the original members, like reunited and did tours. One of those members passed away in June of 2022, but as of 2022, they were still touring. They have had some kind of internal conflicts since then. Mm-hmm. And then another member passed away in 2026 in March. But until 2022, they were touring regularly. Right. They did they released an album at the end of 2018. So they've been going strong for like 50 years, which is crazy.
Probably a little before,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe they formed in 1972.
Nice.
So, yeah. Okay. A fine addition to your collection. Would you own this? Do you own this?
I do own this.
Wow, okay.
I forgot I had this. I do own this. I bought it at Barnes & Noble.
Okay. That's wild. I'm actually surprised they had it at Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble has like the Criterion collections and Arrow videos. A lot of harder to find, especially because like Best Buy don't sell movies anymore. Walmart and Target have pared down, at least in their physical locations. So at Barnes & Noble, they still sell movies, and they have a pretty decent selection and harder to find films.
Okay. Maybe I'll look there for movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you?
I do not own this movie.
You just saw it yesterday.
I did just see it. Like I said, I gotta see it a couple more times to see how I feel.
You know what's the best way to do that? Is to buy it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have got a limited space for
But-
things, and I have already committed to buying so many movies on this podcast alone.
It's got cool artwork.
That's true. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even buy a movie because I particularly like it. It just looks cool.
I almost did that with Clown in a Cornfield.
See?
That movie was just okay, and I still almost bought it.
Hey, when the packaging's tight,
It's fair. Okay. Do you want to open up your Letterboxd for me, gentlemen?
my letterbox is already open.
I'm going.
Jeremy's going. He's always the last one.
Don't yell at me.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So, remember, I only watched half this movie.
And not the good half.
And not the good half. Yeah, the stuff you guys are describing, I'm like, oh, I did not watch the better part of this movie. So, like, this is incomplete, and I mention it in the thing. I gave it 2 stars, and I said, half a review. I got bored. Italian Paul McCartney, etc.
So,
Here's the thing about the halfway through. I said I got bored. That's more of a joke than it is reality. It was more, we were watching it in the middle of the day on a Sunday. Anneliese got sleepy. I'm sorry, on a Monday, but it was Memorial Day.
which is basically a Sunday.
Right. Anneliese got sleepy and said, let's finish this later. And then later never came. And she was off of work today, so she got to finish it. And I went and did my job.
Haha.
Well, it's half review. You gave it 2 stars.
Yeah.
Which really means it's a
It's
4-star
a 4-star review.
Because
Yeah.
2 is half of 4.
Yeah. That's logic. I like it.
I watched the whole movie and I gave it 2.5 stars. I want to remind you all, though, that my criteria for a 3-star movie, though, is that I liked it, but I probably wouldn't watch it again. So, like, if we're almost at that, then me watching it again, which I don't want to do, but I will, because everyone else says it's good, might bump us up to a 3.5, maybe 4,
So,
depending.
3 stars is I liked it, but I wouldn't watch it again. Is 2.5 I liked it and I probably wouldn't watch it again. Is 2.5 I liked it and I won't be watching it again. Like, is that the general?
I mean, generally, but like I just
I mean,
said
you are
that I
gonna
would
watch
watch
it,
again.
yeah.
So
I'm gonna watch it.
2.5 is like, it's aight.
It's like, I don't know. Like a 1 is like, this is bad.
Bleh.
This is a bad movie and I don't like it.
Yeah.
A 2 is like, I can see how other people would like this movie, but I simply do not. A 3 is like, okay, I like this movie, but that was just fine. Like, there's nothing memorable about it.
So I feel like 2.5 is, it's aight.
It's okay. Yeah. There's some stuff that I liked.
The score.
And my review is, I cared about the score deeply.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you said it. I thought you said your review already. I like time traveled or something.
That's okay. Yeah, that's my review. I cared about the score deeply. What is your review?
I gave this 4 stars and a heart because I love foreign cinema.
Sure.
I love culture. I love broadening my horizons.
Mm-hmm.
And my review was, I'm gonna bash this fucker's teeth into every goddamn. I'm gonna say that again. And my review is, I'm gonna bash this fucker's teeth into every goddamn sharp corner in this room. But first, I gotta set up my puppet. The killer. Probably.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Even only seeing half of it, this is my favorite movie with the word red in the title that we've watched.
I can't do more of this shit. I can't do more slander of the famed action movie.
What am I wait.
Red Eye.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
I'm sorry to Wes Craven
Listen.
for all of our Red Eye slander. He also doesn't like the movie, to be fair.
Fuck you. My first review of this when I watched this on January 31st, 2024. I also gave it 4 stars and a heart. I said the main character was annoying AF, and I would have much rather followed Gianna instead.
That's fair.
That is good.
That being said, this movie ruled, and I can totally see its influences on my favorite filmmakers today. I am nothing if not consistent.
love that.
What does a movie have to do to not get an Austin heart? How bad does that movie have to be?
I don't want to find out. I don't think I've given anything on this show. I don't think I've not given a heart to something we covered for the show.
I believe that. I am going to go look and see when the last one you didn't give a heart was.
You've done this before. It was a really small indie movie, and I don't feel like shitting on that movie.
Oh, I won't say it out loud. I'm just going back to look for myself in my own heart.
Because it wasn't that movie's fault, but I didn't enjoy watching it.
Fine. Should we move on to our next superlative?
So, you want to know the movies I didn't give hearts to that we covered on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that game.
The last one was...
He didn't give a heart to the Minecraft movie. I want to point that out.
Do you want to know the movies that we've covered on this podcast that I didn't give a heart to?
Yeah, because I know 2 of them, but I don't know what the other one is.
So the last one I didn't give a heart to was episode 13, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Yeah.
Which I gave 1 star.
You didn't like that movie.
Then episode 10, Sleepy Hollow, which I gave 3 stars.
Okay.
But it didn't earn a heart. And then the third one is episode 3, Hereditary.
Oh, and we have a bonus episode that you didn't give a heart to.
Oh, that's right. You don't like Hereditary.
Well, it's a bonus episode.
War of the Worlds.
Well, yeah, because no.
I wish I could
say
give that
something?
movie 5 hearts. Not even give it stars.
Can I say something?
You shall.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies. Austin has only ever given 7 movies on Letterboxd a 1-star review.
Oh, can we go through those?
Can I put you on blast?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm scared.
War of the Worlds 2025.
Uh-huh.
I gave that a whole star.
You gave that a star.
I was feeling kind.
I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025.
Yeah.
Is a 1 star.
Yeah.
Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Fair.
The Bunnyman Massacre.
I don't like when I'm mean to small indie movies, but that, yeah.
Clown House.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure you gave, because I know the context behind this movie. Did you give it a 1 star because of the terrible, terrible things?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we won't talk about it. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010.
I think I was being harsh. I might bump that, but I wouldn't bump it above 2.5.
Your
2,
review
2.5.
says everything about this movie is so bland and underwhelming. Every beat from the original is either exactly the same or an uninteresting twist. Its biggest sin is it's a nightmare film without imagination.
Damn. Like a real review. And like a aggressive one.
And the last one that you gave a 1 star is
Oh my
The
God,
Lion
novel.
King 2019. And your review is like a full novel.
I used to go hard in the paint.
Like, holy shit.
I've softened in my old age of 30.
Yeah, now you just go to Giggle
31! I'm 31!
You are 31.
That's
We went to your
fucking
birthday.
crazy.
And then we went to your birthday again, but it was my birthday that time.
and we're gonna run it back this year.
You know what's crazy is The Lion King, your 1 star review, the only person that you praise is somebody that we've talked about you in the past have found unoriginal at times, which is Hans Zimmer.
I'm sorry, but him just repeating his best score works.
Listen,
Because he knew why mess with a good thing.
what do you think his best score is?
The Lion King.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
like the 94
Yeah,
original.
I understand what you meant. I was like, okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay.
I do
anyway.
like Hans Zimmer a lot. Sometimes I feel like he can be like a little cannibalistic to himself.
That's fair.
But so is every composer.
Yeah.
At least film composer. They all like to use the same tricks here and there.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about
I mean, even Goblin, they rule, but sometimes I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, that sounds like this score, you know?
Meanwhile, I have given 2 films a half star, which is lower than you've ever given any
I've never
film.
given one a half star.
You've never given any of them a half star.
I just feel like that's being mean for being mean. Well, what are yours?
The Terrifier and War of the Worlds 2025.
I think one of them is earned.
And then
But I'm not mad that you gave the other one.
My sole 1-star review is Argyle, which was not a good movie.
That movie was so bad.
Anyway, moving on. We don't need to keep doing this. I'm sorry. This was not about shitting on movies. I was just interested to
Especially
see...
on the Deep Red episode.
I was just interested to see
Yeah.
how many movies you had rated 1 stars because you were very generous, but also like have good opinions. So,
Aww.
believe it or not, there are not any Supernatural alumni on this 1975 Italian film.
What the fuck?
I know. Okay, our special edition superlative for this month is, have you ever been to this country or would you go?
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah, I am.
I've been to Italy.
How was it?
It was great. I've been to Venice.
Mm-hmm.
I was there in 2012.
You did a study abroad there, didn't you? Or...
Well, this was a high school trip.
Okay.
We had a club called the Geo Addicts, and I don't remember what we did. Basically, from my memory, the club was fundraising so we could go on this trip.
Oh, okay.
And our trip was like a 9-day or 11-day trip. But 3 days were spent in London, 3 days were spent in Paris, and 3 days were spent in Venice.
I will say I did just find the Instagram for your specific club.
We had an Instagram?
It says Geo Addicts is a high school travel club from Wyandotte, Michigan. So
Yeah,
that would, I assume that would be you.
yeah, I didn't know we had but also in 2012 I wasn't on Instagram.
Well, this Instagram is from 2017, so nobody was on Instagram. Anyway, the point is that yeah, it's not. I understand. I was thinking geo like rocks, but it was geography, not geology.
Can you imagine if like a 17-year-old Austin was like, listen, the Italian rocks.
They're different.
They're different. They're better. Like, we have to go.
Friend of the show, John, you like rocks.
That's true.
What do you think?
Rocks are his job.
Are rocks in Italy better than the rocks over here?
I know Italy rocks.
Goblin.
I'll be here all week.
That's our show.
Until next week.
What about you, Jeremy? Have you ever been to Italy? Would you go to Italy?
Have I ever been to Italy? No.
Why are you laughing? You've been places.
I've been through most of the United States.
Well, that's not going to help you this month.
No. But I have not been to Italy. Would I go to Italy? Yeah. In 2025. 2026. Like, probably not during, like, the 40s.
No one's asking you to go to Italy in the 40s. You don't have to make this about anti-Semitism.
You don't have a DeLorean.
That's true. I don't.
Anyway.
Would you go to Italy?
I would
Have you been to Italy?
I've never been to Italy.
Oh.
I would love to go to Italy. I would specifically love to visit Rome.
Me too.
I'm very fascinated by the Vatican. I am not Catholic, but I would love to, like, I'm very fascinated by, like, religion in general, as we know, because we've talked about, like, Satanic Panic and stuff. But
I want to go to the Colosseum.
That'd be cool.
Not to spoil the Godzilla project for you, but we're not going to... I don't think you'll remember this when we watch this movie in, like, 5 years. But there's one movie where Godzilla sleeps in the Colosseum.
That's so fucking sick. Are you serious?
It's really cute.
We have to go watch that movie right now.
We'll get there in 5 years.
Okay.
And you can be there, too, for only $3 a month.
That's fair. Okay, Austin, would you die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like the killer in this movie, if she wants you, she gonna get you.
That's fair.
And it won't be fun. Like, I'm just gonna be like... Can you imagine just getting home from work and opening your door and there's, like, a hanging baby doll? And I'm just gonna be like, this is it.
No.
This is the end.
No.
How about you? Would you die?
No. Because if I were a witness to a murder, I would simply call the authorities and then not try to solve it myself. I would just be like, yeah, it's weird that painting's gone. I should probably tell the police and then leave it the fuck alone. because that's not on me. Because first of all, he ended up being wrong anyway. His like sure, yeah, this is a mysterious thing and like it could have helped, but like it only helped him because he's the one who saw the person in the mirror. It doesn't actually help anybody else because the painting was not stolen. They would have been like, yeah, that was weird that we never figured out about that stolen painting because it didn't actually get stolen.
Yeah, a lot of people died.
Yeah.
Jeremy, would you die?
No. Dude, I bailed out of the movie halfway through. I'm certainly leaving the situation before I die.
That's funny.
Wait, ask me again. I have a different answer.
Austin, would you die?
No.
Why?
I don't know how to play the piano.
Austin, where can the people find you?
Learning how to play the piano.
Yeah.
Oh, you can also find me at Austin M. Torres across the social media verse. Follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd and Threads. You can find the show's social media at Would You Die Show, where you can listen to this podcast. We got other videos. We got my short films like Ice Cream Spider, the kind of Giallo-inspired Blood Witch, and the also kind of Giallo-inspired Dietary Restrictions. Trailer. That movie's not out yet, but the trailer is.
You guys should go watch the trailer.
Please and thank you. You can also subscribe to our Patreon, as stated multiple times in this episode. Only $3 a month, where we got monthly bonus episodes, the aforementioned Godzilla Project, and a weekly sports show where we like sports.
And we don't care who knows.
Where can the people find you?
The people can find me looking at myself in the mirror from all angles to find out where I most look like a painting. You can also find me at Whimsawillow on Twitter and Instagram and Tumblr. I'm out there. Jeremy, where can the people find you?
You can find me, I'm gonna be honest, probably not getting to the second half of this movie. Maybe one day. You can also find me at Annually Funny across all platforms.
Thank you to Jeremy Lippitt for producing our podcast. Thank you so much to our theme music's composer, Josie Palmer. You can check out her music on Spotify and Apple. A big thank you also for our graphics displayed on our social media, which are done by Alec Gibson at Crosshook Creative. You can check out more of his work at wearecrosshook.com. Also, if you want to know what other movies we're doing this month, you can check out his amazing graphics on our Instagram. Austin, do you have a hint for the next episode? Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty.
Until then, I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
Try not to die.